Hello, welcome to episode 2 of our still unnamed podcast. We're still searching for a name, so if anyone out there has any ideas, hit us up in the comments section or through our social media platforms. We were going to call it White Belt Life. That's what we introduced ourselves as last week, but 2 days after recording, I hit up Google, typed in White Belt Life and found there's already 2 comics in Philadelphia who are white belts who are doing a podcast pretty much about
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Goddamn. What a small world.
Exactly. I haven't actually listened to any of it yet, so I guess you guys can listen to it and tell us if it's any good and we should bother. But really, though, we're kind of stating our case, so we're not. What gets more White Belt Life than coming up with a name, recording an episode, and then realising you can't use the name?
Yeah, it's very white belt of us.
That's an incredibly white belt mistake. What's up, Kat?
Yeah, this is Kima. She'll be joining us sporadically throughout our sessions.
So did you have any name ideas yourself?
Oh, it's kind of cool. We're going to do a brainstorming session right now in front of them.
Well, I thought you already did a couple.
Yeah. Well, I was going to call it the Nerdy Goat.
There you go.
No, it's not the Nerdy Goat. Well, it's just a name. But when you think about it, too many people get hung up on coming up with a name. If it's good, it's going to be good. If it's shit, then people the Foo Fighters is probably the dumbest name I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. But they're the biggest band in the world. So.
It's true. Do you listen to any drum and bass?
No.
Okay. I got some friends back home who are into it, various guys, and some of them are quite successful. And it's funny, two guys I know, they started a group they're a duo called The Upbeats. And I guess that's why I'm so stuck on a name. They were like, oh yeah, we'll just pick a name and go with it. And one of them hates it, but now they're quite internationally famous. So they play festivals in Europe, festivals in the US, etc. Yeah. And he hates it, but he can't change the name because they see.
Well, don't do something you hate. Don't come with a name you hate. But
they didn't hate it at the time, obviously. But now he's like, oh well, that's the name.
But the thing is, you know what? Time changes everything.
Exactly.
You can love someone, and then 20 years later, I'm thinking about ways to murder him.
That's true.
Every fucking day.
I guess, but the other thing is how successful this podcast will determine how cool the name is.
Exactly.
You know DJ Craze. Do you know DJ Craze?
No.
Oh yeah. Well, he's a really good turntablist DJ. He won DMCs, won scratch battles.
So that's your kind of music. That's your kind of.
My music's kind of everywhere. It's drum and bass. It's hip hop, and I love punk, and I like stadium rock and that sort of stuff as well. Yeah. It's a little bit of everything, to be honest. But if DJ Craze, the DMC champion, that's a cool DJ name. If DJ Craze is just playing top 40 on King Street, that's the worst DJ name I've ever heard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Nerdy Goat's not bad. I'm not completely sold on it, but if we had to go with it, I wouldn't hate it either. Yeah. So I came up with White Belt Tears, but that's pretty similar to White Belt.
The thing is, only BJJ people would kind of get it.
Yeah.
I guess we're trying to reach every fucking body. We got no discrimination here.
That's the thing. It's a hard one to brand because we kind of want to talk about comedy. Do want to talk a little bit about Jiu-Jitsu, but I kind of I see Jiu-Jitsu as our base as opposed to being our.
It's our history. It's how we got connected. So
exactly.
It'll mean something to us, but that'll be it.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to talk a little bit about BJJ here and there and in most episodes, I'd say, but it's not going to be if you're listening to us just for a BJJ podcast, probably not for you either. So
I had a bad training session the other night.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe because I didn't. You have good times with man sometimes, but I didn't lose at all, but it just felt bad. Maybe because I was rolling with people who were too far beneath me. This is such. I'm getting
I haven't had that problem yet.
I just realized when it came out of my mouth how arrogant that sounded.
You're talking to a no-stripe white belt here, so I know. That problem.
I'm sorry. I just realized I wasn't intentionally trying to show off, but I had a really bad session because I roll with. Oh, this is gonna sound so bad.
Yeah. You may as well just keep digging the hole.
Okay, I roll with 2 girls.
Yeah.
And girls are weak. And they're not as good.
Yeah.
And they're not as strong.
I'll stop you there. They're not a strong thing, and that's statistically provable. But there's plenty of girls who are better than me technique-wise.
For sure,
almost all of them. So
for sure, Jiu-Jitsu.
I'm going to be the white knight here, and
for sure.
Stop you right there.
Yeah, of course. Let's clarify things. There are brown belts, black belts, girls who would probably just wreck me and do things to my arms that'll make me tap in 5 seconds. But the girls that I roll with, beginner girls, that's why it made me feel bad. That's what I'm saying. I rolled with too many girls, and it just made me feel like I wasn't getting a good workout. That's what
I kind of know what you mean, because like the example I've got is when I was actually some dudes I've rolled with before. I guess when you're kind of new to it, you're like when you roll with people who are super new, like even newer than I am. Sometimes maybe they, for one, haven't built up their pain threshold, but also two, they just kind of get a little bit panicky and want to be extra.
Can you imagine like this? Imagine if this podcast bombs because I made something. I just said something so sexist, and that's the way. Because like there's no such thing as bad press, and maybe like this, our notoriety from me just being incredibly sexist.
Well, it could be a great launching pad for my career. All the sound notes of me being like, "Hey,
yeah, exactly.
You hold up. I'm going to stand up for women everywhere." But I'll just leave you behind.
I'm the shill.
Yeah,
I'm the shill. Do you know what that is?
I know exactly what it is. So you'd be a good shill.
Exactly, I'm the shill.
But yeah, like the thing that sometimes can annoy me a little is when newbies are kind of, and I feel bad saying newbies considering I've got no stripes, but you know what I mean, I already said, when they're building up their pain threshold and they're also just getting used to what their bodies can and can't do. Like, say for example, I was rolling with a really new guy and I got him in like a guillotine, and like, I kind of felt like I was getting to the stage where I hadn't even set it up yet. Like I had the top arm around, and of course you need to get the bottom one in, get their hand over there, and then really start actually getting it. Like I was reaching with the second hand, and the guy tapped like from here, and like you got to respect the tap and let him go. But I was kind of like,
exactly. So when I was rolling with like super beginners or just like really small girls, I don't get to exercise my muscels. Yeah. So it felt like a bad workout.
Just roll. Pick who you're rolling with better.
I do. I just
you kind of like the last one up and
because some people, I don't want to, again, sound...
Exactly.
This is so bad. Some people don't want to roll with a 4-striper.
Yeah.
Some people are just like, I want to roll with a no-striper. Or like, everybody wants to roll down.
Yeah.
It's like everybody wants to fuck up, but everyone wants to roll down. Yeah. Sometimes you want to roll up. Like if I get a chance to roll with Vince or Black Belt, whatever, sure, I'll jump on that.
Yeah.
Like, I would always, like, Mike, I don't know why Mike always picks me, but he always picks me to roll. Yeah. So he's a black belt. And sometimes I have to ask Nacho to roll.
Yeah.
But then, generally, if I'm just exercising, someone who's like maybe 2.5 stripes, perfect.
Yeah.
I roll with this guy, Michael. I'm the tall guy.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's super tall, so he's got strength and size, and he's a 2-striper. So we're about the same.
Yeah.
I got a little bit better technique, but he's got better athleticism.
That's almost like the perfect person to roll with in some ways to see how good your technique is the guy who's stronger than you, but like
less technical.
Yeah, stripe or 2 down.
Yeah,
but for me, like being a no-striper, one, it's hard to find people below me anyway. There are like a couple, and I'm certainly not going to name them because I feel bad for them. But like for me, I do like to mix it up. Like I think it's kind of like beneficial to roll with people more experienced for me because it's a learning experience every time, and I learn a lot. My mistakes get exposed, and I learn a lot from it kind of quite quickly. But then with people who are far superior to me, I never get to put any of the things I've learned and implement them. So I do need to sometimes kind of like roll with people at my level or lower to at least try and be implementing new techniques. So
I tried with this girl and it just didn't feel good.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess now I'm at that stage where I'm starting to have 4-strike problems.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll get you on the second floor, and then you won't have any of those problems at all. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to hopefully leave you a sexism in the wake. Another thing we can't have is I remember first thing you came up with was white belt experience, and like it was funny you said that because as soon as I posted the first episode of the podcast on my own Facebook, all my friends jumped in because, as you know, like Jochen's short for Joe. All my friends jumped in and were like, "Oh, you're just like a poor man's Joe Rogan with like white belt jiu-jitsu and experienced comedian." So I was like, "Can't have anything with experience in it," because I'm like, "Nah, just too much of a low rent JRE." One of my friends was like,
but Joe Rogan is such a good thing to aspire to. I don't get. If someone's like, "Oh, you're Joe Rogan wannabe," I don't take it. I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
he has the biggest podcast in the fucking world.
He's certainly. Let's put it this way, I'll certainly acknowledge him and many others as an influence, but I don't want to be the next version of them. I'd still rather be the first myself. One of them called me Jew Rogan. I thought that was probably the best
That's funny.
Call out.
That's funny.
That's cool. He's like been one of my buddies who like every time, I know he'll be listening to this, he listens to the first episode every time. Like if I launch a blog that only lasts a year, he's the first one to read a post every other sort of thing I've dabbled in and started and not finished. He's always been like first one to be like, yeah, man, I'll read that or I'll listen to that. So, you know, Trey, what's up? Shout out. Anyway, how's your week been? Did you go to A Star Is Born in the end?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I totally saw that ending coming.
Yeah,
I was the minute something happened, I was like, I knew that ending would come, and then it came.
What would you, apart from that, like, what were your thoughts?
It was great. I loved it. It was like, I mean, obviously it speaks very dearly to my heart, and it's just as Lady Gaga singing. Yeah, her singing is great. The music is great. You know, some of the music is great. I liked it.
Did you shed like one solo man tear?
No. I've seen too many movies. I feel like I'm just numb to it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well,
I know what they're doing. You know, I know the tricks.
My girlfriend was like, you know, my girlfriend was duped by it and like, you know, was
I don't
tears.
I cry to music a lot easier than I cry to films. Yeah. That's my thing.
I guess so. There you go.
I don't know if you are like that.
No, not to music. Occasionally, like, films will never get me like full ugly crying, but it'll just be like that one tear that like forms in the corner of the mouth before you give it the big. I'm a man. No, not in public. Yeah, just
push that,
like,
just push that shit down.
You flick it away, and you're like, oh man, I just like threw away the cure to cancer by throwing away that one big tough man.
I remember the only movie that really got me was John Q.
Yeah,
Denzel Washington.
I haven't seen it, but
I recommend it.
Denzel Washington's saying enough. Like, you know, remember the Titans made me want to be like a footballer on a combined team, and like, you know,
such a
go tackle someone.
Inspiring thing.
Yeah, I would have him deliver my team talk. Anyway, we spoke. I just was going through the podcast last week, and you asked me all about my story of how I got to Toronto, and I rambled a lot, but then I never asked you, so episode 2 is your turn.
Sure.
Tell us all about how you're a young man in Toronto.
Well, to get to where I am now, I have to start from where I came from. Such a weird thing. Wow, this is what it's like to be interviewed. I feel so honored. Yeah, I'm going to just enjoy this for a second. Now, so I was born in Ottawa, actually, because my parents decided, my dad decided that Ottawa was a good idea. It was a good idea to give me Canadian citizenship. That's what he was going for. Because of the mess that was going on in China at that time. It was just like, they didn't see a way out of, if we're going to have a kid, at least give him a backdoor, you know, like a second citizenship. And that was some good thinking. That was probably the best foresight anyone could ever give me. Yeah. And then they fucked it up by going back to China when I was 4, you know? So I just experienced all that filthiness and pressure and pollution and mental illness for about almost 4, so I was for about like 12 years. And then I went on to boarding school, and then to Chicago, to New York, to Berlin, to Toronto, and then to Toronto. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So why here now then?
Because I've never lived as a Canadian.
Oh, okay.
You know, because like I was born, but I was a baby until 4, and then I moved back to. So I was in China. I was in Asia for the most part of my life, and then I went to school. But then when I was there, obviously I went to school in English. I went to all the English schools, and I was like doing my exams in English. My subjects were in English. So, and then I would go to school in America.
Yeah.
So all this preparation, all this time, me learning a language, why would I not live in a place that I have roots, you know? And, you know, so I've never lived as a Canadian. So I just wanted to explore my own country.
Fair enough. Sounds like a good enough reason to me. Do you know, like...
But I'm just as foreign as you, really.
Yeah.
We just have a different citizenship.
You put down, you reference Roots, the clothing label here. Now, I'm not sure if I've told you this before, but, like, Root back home in New Zealand is like a slang for fuck. So, like...
I think you did, yeah.
I told you that. I should have saved that. I should have saved telling you the first time on the podcast to get that fresh reaction, but never mind. So whenever I see, like, people in their Roots sweatshirts or the Roots t-shirts, I'm like...
It's a joke.
You got a t-shirt that says fucks on it. Like, yeah, fair enough.
Like, why is it why is it a slang? Is there an origin story to that? Like, why?
It would be much cooler if I knew the exact origin to it. But, like, you know how sometimes you grow up, and, like, that's a weird thing about growing up on, like, a small little island. You just grow up, and sometimes things are what they are. Like,
have you seen those YouTube videos where like celebrities describe slangs in Australia?
I think I've seen a few of them. Like there's the
British slangs.
There's an amazing one. How to Dad is like a YouTube, not a YouTube / Facebook page from back home that started out as a like New Zealander just giving parenting advice, and it was all kind of like it was comedic parenting advice as opposed to serious parenting advice. And he's got like a guide to New Zealand slang, and it's kind of funny the way he does it. Like each time he explains a slang word, he kind of gets through it, and he then accidentally runs into another piece of slang, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, I'm going to stop and explain that word to you before I get that way." But like it's it's just you kind of grow up and it is used and it is what it is. But like it's used in the term of fucking or fucked, but like you wouldn't actually be like, "Oh, root." To say like fuck. Like it's not just
root,
fuck, but
I want to root you.
Yeah, it'd be like it'd be like a guy looking at a girl being like, "Want to root?"
Really?
Yeah. Really? If you're particularly classy, that is, or like if you and your friends are out drinking on Friday.
Shag would be the shag makes sense. Shag, like, for some reason, shag kind of makes sense to me, but a root doesn't.
Shag is, if you think about it, it makes just as little sense as like root.
Well, because it kind of
you were brought up with it, and maybe I guess you go to school with some British guys.
Yeah, lots of British schools.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to me that you moved to China when you were so young, because I thought you moved to back when you were older, because I guess because your accent is quite like neutral or Canadian. So
it's so weird. My accent it changes wherever I am. But when I was in Hong Kong, because I went to British schools, I had a British accent for the longest time. And when I went to America, people give me non-stop shit about that.
Yeah,
what are you British accent? You're so weird. It's a Chinese accent. I would say things like metabolism.
Yeah,
instead of metabolism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who says metabolism? I'm going to have to ask an English person how to say that.
Someone said metabolism, and I just stuck with me. And I want to say,
I think that's just someone who doesn't know how to say that word.
Maybe it was just some bullshit. It was just a bullshit English teacher talk.
To be honest.
Yeah, and but and then I went to America, and I stayed there for long enough, and it just adapt, improvise, overcome.
Makes sense. Yeah, got you. We're still kind of in the interview stages. We know we both like BJJ and some comedy. What other, I think in the text you said, we'll bro out, we'll talk about sport. Like, what other sports do you follow?
At first I started with basketball. I was a huge basketball fan. Just like the rest of China.
Yeah.
Just Kobe.
Yeah.
And Lakers fan, and bought all the shoes, bought all the jerseys, and just wanted to be a professional basketball player. And then just realized how fucking impossible that would be.
Yeah.
It would be so much easier to be a comedian. It's just so insane. Like, it's like a different animal. Like, it just...
Well, no one makes you run laps before you get up at an open mic.
Yeah, it's the training but I think it's really so much talent. It really is. You can't take LeBron 6'8", built like a center, plays like a point guard. Yeah. That kind of athleticism, that kind of vertical. I can train every day for 10 hours, and I won't be like that.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna. It's so crazy.
It's such a lottery basketball. Like when I grew up,
if you're not 7'8", then you're not 7'8".
That's exactly it. Like I think when I was I had my growth spurt pretty early. Yeah. I might have grown about maybe that much since I was 12, 13 or something.
How tall are you? 6?
Just I say I'm 6. I'm really 5'11", 3/4. But every guy,
exactly.
Every guy rounds up.
I do too. I think I'm 5'10" now.
Definitely 6 foot in shoes. So
for sure.
So we're good,
especially in the rain.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the winter boots.
Exactly.
Might even get 6'1" in their winter boots.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's So I spent I got into basketball when I was 10 or something myself, and I spent I learned how to all those high post moves and was trying to learn how to be a center, and now I'm not even tall enough to be a point guard.
Exactly. So that's the thing.
Basketball.
That's the thing. When I was playing in China, I had such high hopes because I was so fucking tall.
Yeah.
I was a tall guy. People nicknamed me, "Hey, Mark the tall guy."
Yeah.
Because I was just we're playing with 5'1". It's like playing with penguins. It's so easy to be good at basketball, pickup wise, pickup games.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chinese pro players are pretty great. They're really talented players as well, but it's just layups, man.
Yeah.
They just do layups.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look nearly as good as the NBA. They're slower. This is boring.
Yeah.
NBA spoiled us.
I can imagine. Well, it's hard to everyone's kind of concentrated in there. So yeah,
and the injuries they really start to pile up. Like fuck, I had ankle. I almost needed like a new ankle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like basketball too. Big Knicks fan because Mum was originally from New York, and like I visited New York once and kind of felt the connection to the city. So I kind of. Before then, I just kind of like followed players, when I was growing up in the 90s.
Players, you said?
Well, when I was growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, whatever, I wouldn't like feel any particular attachment to a team. But if there's a playoff series and I liked one player better on a team, I'd want that team to win.
Yeah,
but I had no kind of team loyalty until I kind of visited New York and got a taste for the city. And then I'm like, I'm gonna. And the Knicks sucked at that point. They've never been better, really. So it's kind of like, but at least they're fun to watch now, Porzingis.
Yeah,
but
they just have a bad luck with Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah,
because
so many bad trades and pickups. But
Jeremy Lin, Carmelo Anthony.
You're a Raptors fan, or are you still?
No, not really. I'm just I don't have enough space in my heart for so much. I Jiu-Jitsu, music, comedy.
I guess
basketball was just like a childhood thing. It was a big piece of my childhood, but now it feels kind of sad that I don't even go near basketball. I don't even like watching highlights anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I still
I kind of just grew out of it. It's really weird.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So now you just kind of like watch MMA, do Jiu-Jitsu. You don't really watch a lot of sport.
I watch a lot of Jiu-Jitsu videos because for the learning.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't learn anything from watching basketball.
Yeah.
And that's because I've seen all the dunks possible. I've seen 360 windmill through the leg elbow Vince Carter dunk. I've seen them all. Because I used to watch a lot of basketball videos, so nothing in a game would ever surprise me. I've seen ankle breakers. I've seen it, but Jiu-Jitsu, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this and that and that. So that's cool.
It reminds me of you remember Bill Burr's got that bit about how commentators describe white basketballers as intelligent. And you know the bit exactly what I'm talking about now. Yeah. It's
from his podcast. I think no.
It might be from his podcast. He might have even done it in a special as well, because he's talking about how someone was like, "Oh, commentators are racist because they call black guys athletic and white guys intelligent." And he's like, "There's no white guy with Vince Carter flying over them with his nuts in his face, and they're sitting there going, oh, why didn't I think of that?" It's such a good bit.
Do you remember his helicopter story?
Nah.
What?
No, which maybe, but I can't remember. If you start it, I'll probably remember it.
His special, his black and white special. I don't want to do it because but his helicopter.
Well, just tell me it because I didn't do his, but I just kind of told you
about a guy who inherited a helicopter business, like a helicopter rental business from his father, and he's super proud. And on the 5th day of him taking over the business and on the job, some guy jumped out.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I don't know what that's got to do. Yeah, that
was a really good story.
That was a hilarious bit.
Yeah,
but I'm
Bill Burr bit. That's my favorite Bill Burr bit. I just want to say.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that I think. But yeah, I think my favorite bits are the Arnold Schwarzenegger bit.
Great man.
A great man, and the cruise ship.
What about No Reason to Hit a Woman?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That isn't that kind of tied. That's the bit precursing the Arnold Schwarzenegger bit, isn't it?
Kind of.
Yeah. Kind of tied.
It's just this whole anti-women tirade. That whole special was women
I think you've got to
his whole career has been built on hating women. Sorry, Bill.
I think his career is built on pointing out some of the funny bits in the interactions between women and men and skirting that line.
Yeah, but every comedian does that.
I don't think he actually hates women. He just loves making jokes about some of the perceived double standards.
But I think he does too.
Yeah,
I think
maybe he does. I've never actually met him.
I think a lot of comedians, they just use comedy as an excuse to just be honest.
Yeah.
They just, I hate women. No, I'm just joking. But inside they're like, no, I do though.
Maybe he was.
Look at CK. Look at how you know he's a pervert based on the shit that he says.
Yeah, there are some
90% of his act is about jerking off nonstop. He's a master masturbator.
Yeah. Exactly.
So he's got a black belt in masturbating.
Fuck yeah.
He probably has a coral belt. So he's a freak.
He travels around like giving seminars, like how like we got, is it Helio Gracie or which Gracie we got
Elio,
coming?
yeah.
Elio, yeah, we got Elio coming to like Toronto BJJ. Like Louis C.K. is going to be at like Comedy Bar giving like a beating off in the corner seminar. It's going to cost $100 for aspiring comedians. Learn how to get away with jacking off on a corner.
Oh, what do you think happened to Bill Cosby? What do you think about that? It's crazy.
Well, didn't he got jail time, didn't he?
Yeah, he's in jail now.
Yeah. You imagine like
how it's so crazy, like how the mighty have fallen. Like we talk about that corrupt politician, the Prime Minister of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
In jail. Bill Cosby in jail. Harvey Weinstein probably about to go.
Yeah. It'd be kind of interesting for.
And they just get it on. It's like the Uber CEO. Like everybody. Almost.
I'd love to know just how Bill Cosby is being treated in jail, because on one hand, like
probably not that bad.
Well,
he's Bill Cosby, and he's fucking old as shit.
Well, exactly. Like on one hand, like it's kind of a universally known fact that worldwide, like people who either beat women or rapists are treated incredibly poorly in prison. Like even amongst thieves, they kind of are like, they've all got sisters and daughters, and they're all kind of like, yeah, we're gonna beat up and shank the guy who's like in here for rape or murdering women. But then again, probably a lot of people who grew up with Bill Cosby on their TV sets. So maybe
but then again, a lot of those people are also in jail.
Yeah, that's true. But I know, but it's like an honor amongst thieves thing, like a car. It's like everywhere you are in society,
it's like, let's say someone is in jail for armed robbery.
Yeah.
Do you think that guy's nice to women? Unlikely.
Well, maybe not.
These are all criminals. They've got criminal mindset. They're violent. In
any part of society, you still use your surroundings as like a measuring stick. So maybe you're sitting in a cage rotting, and you're in a cage for like armed robbery, and you're like, well, I'm in here because I'm a bit of a piece of shit and I got caught, but at least I didn't fucking beat a woman, and like that's how
your moral compass points.
Exactly. It still gives you like the opportunity to have a moral compass of some sort, even when you're a dude who's in prison for armed robbery. So you're probably still like, well, I've still got something I can get on my high horse about. Yeah, so
Bill Cosby didn't
fuck this rapist.
Didn't beat women, I guess, but it was just like rape, basically. It was just
it
was a really, really perverted and creepy thing. So I don't know if he doesn't seem. He's still.
I think we can both agree that rape's bad. Let's end part one.
Yeah,
with
rape is
bad.
wrong.
Rape's bad. Don't rape people.
Don't rape.
You wanted to talk about legalization.
Yeah.
In Canada, that's big news.
Yeah, very happy about it. I'm most happy about legalization because of how much it pisses off my mom. Like I love how it makes her. Because now I can throw the Canadian federal government in her fucking face.
Yeah.
When she's like, don't get cross. Oh yeah, well we'll go challenge the government. Go write a speech. Go. I have a dream on the fucking on Bloor Street and try to change the law. Like all those other be like non-violent protest that shit. You fucking Gandhi.
Does your mum tell you not to drink though?
Well, I can't drink.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I have the Asian thing.
All right.
I can't tolerate alcohol. Which is really, really convenient for me because I know that if alcohol did to me what it does to white people, I would be fucking trashed. Like I have like me and my personality, I would get hooked on that shit. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But because I can't drink, I just get flustered and like rashes and shit.
Oh, so you literally can't even drink a drop. I've got like another Asian friend who can't.
Not a drink. I can have a beer. But I don't. It just doesn't sit well with me.
I got you. Yeah, I got like another Asian friend who can't drink at all.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe he can have one, but he chooses not to.
Yeah, exactly. I'm probably like that.
But yeah, it's weird because beer is certainly popular in Asia, and I see lots of. So it can't be like.
No, it's not. It's just a few of us.
Yeah.
It's probably like 5% of us who can't. So
that's interesting.
Luck of the fucking draw.
Oh, that's what I was trying to go with. That was like just because it's legal doesn't mean like your parents won't harass you for it. Like, my mum always wanted me to drink less, even though that was always legal, know?
Because it was never brought up in our family because nobody could drink in my family. I just have everything. My dad can't drink, my mom can't drink. I don't, they just, we have the same thing. It's in our family. It's in our genes.
I got you. So how did you? I don't really. I think I don't smoke weed, and I think the last time I had an edible was like Christmas. But how did you celebrate? Did you?
I went to Christie Park with some guys from BJJ.
Oh, I got you.
We just like, had a nice chill time there.
Nice. I think it's pretty prevalent in BJJ. Like I might be one of the only people in the BJJ community who's not really into weed. I don't know. But.
Eddie Bravo's a big, it's. Well, I mean, you could do it without it. It's not like you. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
I don't know. We just it's not like Jiu-Jitsu guys use a lot of weed. It's just weed is just fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. That's why the Canadian government legalized it. It's fucking everywhere already. What's the point of making it illegal if it's fucking everywhere?
Yeah, it frees
like
up
clinical
police
depression.
Frees up police for hopefully something useful.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Christie Pitts Park, did it stink that day?
No, it was just us. It was so weird.
Really?
It was so weird. Maybe everybody's just smoking somewhere else, but it was like it was a little cold. Maybe that was why.
Maybe because that was like my first thought when it became legalized. I was kind of like I was with you on the front of like alcohol's legal and that does far more harm to a lot of people in different ways. And
like alcohol fucks shit up so much worse.
Yeah.
Like car accidents, violence, crime.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, but the only reservation I had was, does Kensington Market not smell enough already? If we make this legal, Kensington Market is going to be unbearable.
Yeah, Kensington Market is pretty rank.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I'm completely for it. Like I've never put it this way, like I've never had a pothead look at me and be like, "What are you looking at, cunt?
Yeah,
want to fight?"
Yeah,
no, I've never had a pothead do that. I've had plenty of drunk people do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
cigarettes are legal. They just kill people.
Yeah, exactly. They don't even give people a high; they just kill them.
They do a little bit. I get it. I have smoked cigarettes before. I don't know if you have, but
I've literally never even had one. Like I'm not trying to say that because my family's watching or whatever. I just admitted to having an edible over Christmas, so that ship's already sailed. But I've literally never even had one cigarette because I was like, well,
I get what it does, yeah, I get it, but it's still bad.
I don't know how people get into them because like how. I guess like the whole be cool peer pressure thing happens, but like I've had plenty of smokers be like, "Trust me, don't start. This sucks. Don't do it." I've never once have I had a smoker be like, "This is fucking awesome. You should try it."
Yeah.
Trust me, I love it.
Yeah, I smoked cigarettes for about 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Not even that much in those 3-4 years. One a day maybe. Something.
Yeah.
Two. It's really great for when you're too full. When you're having a big meal. That's probably just
have something to do. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously you're happy about legalization. Do you have any other thoughts on it? Or?
I wish more countries would follow suit.
Yeah,
like it'll make a lot more. It'll free up a lot of police. It'll be better for everyone.
Yeah.
Because not only is weed not harmful, it's great.
Yeah.
Like if more people smoke weed, I think weed is the answer to a lot of people's problems. Really.
Yeah.
Like Chinese people are like, they're mentally ill to begin with. I think giving them weed, just like this is good. Do you know about the Opium War in China?
Vaguely.
Yeah. It's very. It goes back to what year was this? 1918 something. I don't know. Long time ago. That's how the British got a hold of us. That's how the British managed to like basically step on our shit for so long, for hundreds of years, because they brought opium and they sedated the entire nation and they stole our fucking tea and our Ming Dynasty vase.
That's so British, like right from the start. Like we come in here, take over a nation for tea. Like it's every stereotype under the sun. And like, what was the second thing they stole? Probably a vase. Probably because they thought the thing was a fucking teapot.
Yeah, that's the most British thing. Yeah. Well, how do you think the British got into tea? They took it from us.
Yeah. Exactly.
They gave us opium and we traded it for tea.
Yeah.
So. And I mean, no, the other way around.
Probably a pretty good swap.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. They thought it was a great deal. We thought it was a great deal.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, Chinese people have gotten a good taste of opium.
Yeah.
And it's like, so when they were on it, it was just, opium was different, but I feel like weed was like the light version of opium. It'll be like the healthy, it's like, it doesn't fuck your shit up completely. but it mellows you the fuck up. Because a lot of Chinese people just need to calm the fuck down a lot of the times, and I think that will help. It helped me. So
yeah. It's true.
Yeah. But the stigma of weed as something nasty and like a class A drug is still very much prevalent in China, because Jackie Chan's son recently got caught with about 100 blunts, 100 joints in his possession by Beijing police.
What kind of stoner is that prepared?
Yeah, well, he's rich and he's just probably. And he's so dumb. Like the thing, the video is on tape. You can fucking look it up.
Does he get baked? Is that like his thing? He likes getting baked, and he's like more rolling.
He's probably just stoned out of his fucking mind. That kid. You can look him up. And the police caught him, and he was caught on tape admitting that those are all his.
Yeah.
You know.
But again, probably just so proud of his handiwork.
I wrote 100 of these.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I did that.
I wrote 100. I can't even roll.
It's like
I can't roll. What am I, a farmer?
It's like the bad it's the bad cop drama or cop comedy of like the 90s, early 2000s when they catch a criminal by like insulting his intelligence. that ridiculous plot where in the interview room they're like, oh yeah, well, I believe you. You
can't do that.
You didn't kill that guy. You could never pull that off. And
you're not smart enough.
He starts going like, fuck you. And I buried his body here. And they're like, yeah, well, okay, well, you've proven you're smart, but you're going to jail now. Like,
exactly.
it's that, but the stoner version.
Yeah, but it's Jackie Chan's son.
Yeah.
And Jackie Chan reportedly went to Beijing and just kicked the living shit out of his son.
Yeah.
Showed him all the kung fu he had to see.
That's a good point. Like, if I was Jackie Chan's kid, I'm probably going to be pretty well behaved.
Yeah, exactly. But he just went. He was trying to rebel.
Yeah.
And
imagine
he was just like so angry with him.
Yeah.
He was so angry with him. They don't talk now. And Jackie Chan cut him off.
Yeah.
He's cut off from Jackie Chan's money. Do you know that?
All over like 100 blunt. Well, that's.
Yeah.
That's like, stop trying to make. Look, was he trying to make like a blunt fence or something? I don't know, like blunt castle.
I think it's for a big party.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, makes sense. But like, maybe. I guess Dad might have been prepared to overlook one or two, but 100, he's like, what crazy shit are we talking about here?
Yeah, but it's also because Jackie doesn't really know what it is.
Yeah.
If he knows that he's just rolling it for a party for a bunch of people who's gonna come to his place and hang out, it's not that bad.
Yeah. No, I have to agree. It's probably not the worst thing in the world, but oh well, sucks to be him, I guess.
Yeah. So that was my story from back home.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You've kind of folded in the news story thing. I think it's like funny to like think that anyone thinks weed is a class A because, like I said, I kind of had like the little gag of like how Kensington Market smells now, but I play like hockey at Moss Park Arena, and like that. Area.
Where is that?
It's like Sherbourne Street and Sherbourne and Queen, right next to that dodgy park.
That is shady as shit.
Yeah. It's like there's a
like
pub where people.
Hobo Central.
Yeah, because there's like 3 or 4 different shelters right by there.
Exactly.
And a Dollarama as well, which is pretty much like another hobo shelter. But yeah, so that area hasn't changed at all because like it's all crackheads anyway. Like nothing's changed since legalization. They're all like. Get away with me with your pathetic gateway drug. Away. Get me my real class A's. So that was a good story from your homeland. Actually, I'm impressed because last time I remember I said to you, bring us a funny story from your homeland, and you brought me one of like a corrupt politician going to jail, and I'm like, interesting news story. Not funny at all, but sure. So anyway. Time for my one from back home, and again, my one's not as funny as last week, and there are no sheep involved, but it's more just like another case of this is the kind of thing that actually happens in New Zealand. There's been like a sort of a big political fallout with like our main opposition party. There's like one of the members of the party was like basically was having like affairs with 2 women who worked in his office, and he was collecting dirt on the leader of the party. And the leader of the party was like basically like calling him a snitch and all sorts of stuff. And one of the first people that the opposition leaders, one of the first people that the press talked to about this was the mother of the opposition leader. Like, can you like imagine a situation in Canada where the press goes around to Justin Trudeau's mother's house to ask what they think about what her son's been doing in Parliament. Probably not going to happen. Like, I know last week we said, oh, we're going to put this up in post, and we never did because I'm lazy and the podcast last week didn't look good. But this time I'm totally going to put up some of the photos that they took for the magazine article of the retired couple in their Tauranga home, which is like, Tauranga is basically New Zealand's Florida. Like, it's a much shittier, colder version, but it's where all the old people from New Zealand go live. So it's where they live. The headline is Simon Bridges' mum. I didn't bring him up to use bad language. And she goes on to say, it's like the National Party leader called Maureen Pugh fucking useless, which is like another MP in the party. And Bridges' mother Ruth told the Herald on Sunday at her home in Tauranga, I was disappointed Simon used bad language. He certainly wasn't brought up that way, but I suppose he was trying to be blokey amongst the blokes. Yeah, she also talked about how it hurts her feelings when people in the news and commenters on Facebook people say things like Simple Simon about her son, and you're a muppet. It's upsetting and you feel the pain, but you get nothing numb to it. There's nothing you can do about it. So that was, New Zealand media going around to the mother of the leader of our opposition party to get mum's thoughts on it. So
yes. Do you think that like New Zealand? What do you think of your political system? I don't really know anything about.
It's very similar to the system here in Canada and in Britain, where it's like a parliamentary system, and you vote for
Commonwealth style.
Yeah, you vote for parties as opposed to a leader. Like you vote for parties, and they can change their leader on you. And ours is kind of similar to Germany's in a way, in that like it's like the different. We have like a system where parties like co-align with each other to like we don't have that first past the post system, like
collusion.
Collusion's like stuff you get thrown in jail for, but like coalition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, parties will like join together to form like a ruling half of government. I quite like it because it means that you've got more than two parties that are actually spoken for in Parliament, and you get a balance of views. The catch to it is sometimes those smaller parties have policies they really want to push through, and bigger parties have to bend to that to make the coalition work. But sometimes the 5% of voters can almost be heard a little too loudly in the end result of what's going on.
Speaking of two entities battling it out for the majority popularity, what do you think of the upcoming UFC 231 Holloway versus Ortega? What are your thoughts on? What are your thoughts?
Did we talk about this a little last time? I can't remember. I think it'll be. I'm more just like, I almost haven't allowed myself to get too invested in it because I want to see if Holloway is going to make weight, if he's going to be healthy enough to fight.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not decided yet, so maybe we don't have to talk about that.
Like, it's just. I'm looking forward to seeing the card. I'm looking forward to. We definitely talked about the undercut.
Right, yeah, we did.
We definitely talked about the Shevchenko and John Jacek. I think I'm butchering that again, but that's how I'm going to say it. We definitely talked about that a lot last week, so we won't go back into that. I'm looking forward to that fight because I'm pretty sure that one will happen. The Holloway versus Ortega, I'd really love to see, this classic striker grappler contest. The rest of the card, I don't really know that many people on the rest of the card, but I'm just looking forward to seeing another live event, one that I don't have to fly somewhere to see. So another thing we could talk about is, have you got any Halloween plans? What's your...
I don't know, my girlfriend... I'm not a Halloween guy. I mean, I usually just... My Halloween is just, me and a bunch of dudes, just like a pack of wolves, just hunting, just going hunting, if you know what I mean.
Like... You're normally, this is the first time you've been in a relationship come Halloween, or do you mean like actual hunting?
Yeah, I mean actual hunting. No, of course. But because I've been in a relationship for a long time, so I don't really do Halloween anymore. So I haven't really thought about it. But when I was single, that's what I mean. When I was single, actually. Halloween just meant, it's just a hunting ground. I remember when I was New York and I was in New York and I was single, and that just Halloween is just so insane.
Yeah,
just crazy.
I've done a couple of American Halloweens. They're fun. I haven't. Halloween's not really that big back home. It's getting a little bigger as soon as like people realised it was an excuse for people to dress up as slutty bunnies. It became a little more popular, but it's not quite as ingrained into society back home as Halloween is here. Like often, sometimes even when kids go trick or treating, they might eat the odd. Most people give them candy, but occasionally you'll get people being like, "It's not America. Fucking go home. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
It's not really a massive thing there, but it's kind of getting a little more popular. My piece of advice to people for Halloween in North America, wherever you are, is to like always be mindful of what you're dressed as, even as the night goes on and you're drinking more. Like just try and be mindful of what you're dressed as. I was in New York for last Halloween, and I was in like an Uber pool, and I was the first person to get picked up by the Uber, and on the way home we stopped to pick up this girl, and she's having like this full-on screaming match with her boyfriend. Like it's like one of those screaming matches where the point of the argument has long gone and it's back into like, what, fuck you, I never liked your mum anyway, and like, fuck you, well last winter you did this, and like, just one of those where like everything else is getting brought up and dragged up, and like
I love that.
They're both like starting to cry a little, and
in
like,
the fucking Uber?
No. Like, well, I was still in the Uber, and they were both outside a party on the street, and she was like, "Fuck you, I'm going home," and he was like staying on at the party. But so I'm in the Uber waiting for her to get in so we can piss off and go home. And at this point, I've had quite a bit to drink. Like, obviously, I'm in an Uber. I've decided my night's over.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of like, I didn't really want to be a white knight, but I wanted to go home. So I kind of quietly poke my head out of the car, and I'm like, "Is everything okay? Like, are you all right?" To the girl, and the guy's like,
snapped at you.
Yeah, the guy just instantly flipped. He was like, "Fuck you, mind your own business. I'll fuck you up." And the thing is, like, this guy had a costume that involved like a lot of face makeup, and because of this screaming match, and it was like a little bit rainy that night as well. So maybe the rain, maybe his tears either way. It was like a lot of makeup, and it was really starting to run. And I was like,
that's pretty funny.
I was like, "Hey, Gene Simmons, your makeup is running. Like, you can't fret on me when like you look like
I can't believe he appreciated that too much.
Yeah. No, like
that's funny though.
That's not a line I made up now. Like that was literally my line to him after he was like, "I'll fuck you up." I was like, "Whoa, Gene Simmons, your makeup is running. Like, take it easy."
Yeah.
And like, the Uber driver started laughing, and he was kind of like, he kind of had this moment of, am I going to accept this, or am I going to? But one of his, probably fortunately for me, one of his buddies was like, "Come on, like, we got to go now." And
then the girl got in.
She got in the cab. We went home, and like, that was it. But yeah, so if you go out for Halloween, be mindful of what you are. I basically make sure none of my costumes involve makeup for that reason.
I don't think I've ever dressed up once for Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, like, maybe, like, drawn something or, like, say I'm, like, whatever, but I never made an effort, not once.
Yeah.
For me, it's all about, just drunk bitches.
I bought a Top Gun flight suit last year, mainly because I wanted the excuse to buy a Top Gun flight suit, and I feel like I bought that last year before doing, like, Halloween with some of my friends in New York. And seeing as I haven't worn it in Toronto, I can recycle it. But the beautiful thing about it is that my girlfriend's like, "Oh, you can't wear the same thing for like 2 Halloweens in a row." And I'm like,
yeah, you can. You can just do it.
Exactly. But the beautiful thing is it's got this little
rules. We don't.
It's got like this little Velcro patch, and like you can either change like the nameplate to be Maverick or Goose. So I figured like each year I peel off like one and put like Maverick on one year, put on Goose the next year, and my girlfriend will be like, "Get a new Halloween costume." I'm like, "I was Maverick last year.
Goose
this year."
Yeah.
Clearly different. Like,
yeah. Halloween is just really it's lost its meaning, kind of like Christmas,
Yeah.
Or Thanksgiving. It's actually gone the other way, like American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You give thanks to all what you have, and then the next day you just go insane into Walmart. I don't know.
It's true. It's nothing
stampede.
Nothing like being thankful for everything you have and then getting in a fight with a stranger, like
over
maybe even on
large TV.
maybe even at midnight, as opposed to even like waiting the next morning.
Yeah, people are crazy for Black Friday.
Yeah. It's I've seen some of the videos. I don't think there's any kind of savings in the world that are like going to get me involved in a human stampede.
Yeah. but those Halloween nights in New York are definitely worth it. You gotta know where to go though. You gotta really, because I when I was in New York, I went to NYU and there was like a network for college age kids to party.
All right.
So we only go to clubs or bars or lounges that were bought out by these party committees that only hosted parties for like just 20-year-old dumb as fuck, just horned up, all single people.
Yeah. Sounds like a fun time for a university student. I just did like a housemate. I just did a friend's house party last year in New York. I was already happily spoken for at the time, so no big. But
yeah, what are your plans for this Halloween?
I don't know. I'm actually going to New York like the day after Halloween proper. I go to New York on November 1st, so Halloween itself will be pretty quiet. As of today, my girlfriend and I, we might do, if her friends are up to something on the weekend.
What would be your ideal Halloween costume for either your girlfriend or a woman? Like, what would you want to see a girl wear for Halloween?
Oh, my girlfriend?
Or a woman of your desires. Like, what is the most appealing? Like, because I had a roommate who had this X-Men fetish.
Yeah.
So his girlfriend for him came as Rogue.
Yeah.
Red hair. Phoenix.
I got you.
Whatever. But like, so that was like his thing. So I was wondering if you had a like.
I don't think I've never like gotten into the anime porn thing, or I had like a superhero fetish that I can think of. What would be like? I'm just trying to maybe the Jessica Rabbit one.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you know what looks.
Yeah, but she's not actually a rabbit. Like, she's a human, but her last name's Rabbit.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, which is weird. Maybe.
Do you find police women hot?
Can be. Well, they already got the handcuffs, so that's.
Do you like when you look at a pretty police woman? Do you find them extra attractive?
It's more like
some people get. I
went to I'm like a season ticket holder at TFC. And there's the Toronto Football Club. There's like I've only seen her a couple of times, but there used to be like this really hot one they'd put like right in front of us, and you're almost kind of like
a cop.
Yeah. She was it more just kind of left me puzzled. I was like, you could be like making money off hotness as opposed to like having to like do the whole police beat thing. Like
have a conscience.
Yeah. Like what?
Conscientious.
Yeah. Like what are you doing trying to like make society better and what and all that sort of waste of
fucking self-sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. Giving up your weekends and like time away from your family just to make our city a better place.
Harm.
Who are you?
Fucking wannabe.
Yeah. Anyway, I think maybe that's a good end for episode 2 by cursing out a cop for being a cop. Seriously though, I love police officers. Keep up the good work, and find other things to arrest people for now that you can't arrest them for weed. Oh.